In this video, I'm going to give you a full step-by-step tutorial on how to get started with Shopify. I'll give you graphics, I'll tell you which template to use, everything. And the goal of this demo is really to dispel a lot of myths that are commonly associated with starting an online business. So number one, you don't need a lot of money to start an online store. Shopify is actually quite reasonably priced. You do not need to be technical in order to begin. You don't have to know how to code. You don't have to know HTML, CSS, nothing. You also don't need to hire a developer. And I'm going to show you today in this tutorial that you can actually launch a fully functional online store within just one day. And by the end of this tutorial, you will have a fully functional Shopify store that accepts payments. You will have some sample graphics that I will give you that you can use as a template to customize your free theme. This is what the graphics will look like. These graphics were directly taken from my kids' online store over at Kid in Charge. And I'll show you instructions on how to download those photos in just a little bit. But I'm providing you these photos so that you have a guideline to see how large these images need to be for your actual online store. And finally, you're going to understand how to design your own fully functional website without any technical knowledge whatsoever. Now, this particular tutorial will walk you through how to get started with Shopify, but I have a whole bunch of other tutorials for different shopping carts in the event that Shopify is not for you. So I just want to start out by telling you that you should go with Shopify if you are not tech savvy. If you want the easiest solution out there in terms of starting an online store, you want a large third-party developer ecosystem. Shopify is one of the most popular shopping carts around, so it's very easy to find a developer. And in general, every single company develops plugins for Shopify first over other platforms. Now, the main downside to using Shopify, and I just want to tell you this up front, is that it's probably going to be more expensive than other solutions. So if Shopify is out of your budget, then I would suggest you watch some of my other tutorials involving Ship4Shop, WooCommerce, or BigCommerce. And with that, here are just some assumptions for this tutorial. It's going to assume that you're going to sign up for Shopify. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to provide you the graphics for this tutorial. And if you want them, what I want you to do is just sign up for the free trial at Shopify. Send me your receipt over to steve@mywifequitherjob.com, and then I'll send you the graphics for this example for free. And if you haven't done so already, I offer a free 6-day e-commerce mini course that can be found over at mywifequitherjob.com/free. That will walk you through everything you need to know to get started in e-commerce. And with that, let's get started with the tutorial. So this tutorial starts on my blog over at mywifequitherjob.com. And if you want to follow along step by step, go down here and then click on the Shopify link, which will take you to the Shopify homepage where you will sign up for a free trial. So to follow along, you actually don't need to pay any money. You can literally follow along for free. So just enter in your email address here. And it's just going to walk you through a bunch of steps. So actually, I'm just going to hit skip all here, but you can feel free to enter in this information. I'm not really sure what Shopify does with it. It's more likely just for Shopify's knowledge. So I'm going to hit skip all here and just give it some more information about my online store. I'm going to sign up with email, and I'm just going to make a password here, and that is going to create a Shopify account. Okay, and here's the wizard. All right, so it literally just walks you through everything, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just add a product. I'm literally just going to go down these 10 steps. So add a product, and this is my kids store over at Kid in Charge, so I literally just stole the graphics from my kids site, and again, I can give you all those graphics in a folder. So I'm just going to enter in a couple products here just to populate my store. I'm not going to enter a description. I'm just going to add some images here. You'll get all these images once you send me your receipt, but I have 4 products, so I'm just going to add them here. Okay, I'm going to hit save. And from here, I'm going to set up my online store. And just keep in mind, this tutorial is really just designed to help you set up the aesthetics for your site. Later on, you're going to want to register a domain and set up payment processing. But the purpose of this tutorial is really to show you how easy it is to create a really good looking online store. So I'm going to click on Set Up Online Store, and I'm just following along with the wizard here. I'm going to click on Customize Your Online Store and Customize Theme. And it's going to ask you which theme you want to use. I'm just going to use the free Dawn theme. So I'm going to click on Add here. And what it's doing now is it's installing that theme on my website. And then from here, I'm going to click on Customize. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simply populate my graphics onto this theme. So I'm going to click here, and then for the first image, I'm going to click Add Images, and I'm going to add this splash with my kids wearing their cool t-shirts. I'm going to click Done. So that's what it added there. And then I'm going to add the tagline for my kids' store, which is clothing for aspiring entrepreneurs, designed by kids for kids. Okay, I'm going to click Save. And just some dials here. I'm going to reduce the opacity. I am making the banner height medium so you can see more of my kids. And then I am going to change the position of this to move it to the upper left. There we go. And I think I'm going to also make this bold. Okay. And then I'm going to click Save. And then as for my logo, I'm going to go under Theme Settings. And then I'm going to change the logo to the one that I'm going to provide you here. And this is literally the logo for my kids shop. Okay, click Done. And then this logo looks a little bit small, so I'm just going to drag this thing here until it's about 200 pixels. And that is that. Okay. So let me just, and that's really all there is. Once you start adding products, it will populate these remaining sections of your online store. And let me just show you my kids store just for comparison. So this is the one we just designed. And this is my kids store over at Kid in Charge. Looks pretty similar, right? And we just did this literally in 5 minutes. And if you want to take a look at what this store looks like, I'm going to hit Publish. And then you can click on View Your Store to see what it looks like. Pretty good looking store. So literally, once you guys are ready to start your own online store, you're going to want to take the graphics that I give you, take a note of the dimensions and the aspect ratio, and then take your photos according to the photos that I provided you. Okay, so we're not done yet. You're going to want to add a custom domain. I recommend registering your domain over at a place called Namecheap or GoDaddy, whichever your choice is. And then Shopify will give you some directions on how to point that domain to the website. I'll let you do that on your own time. And then there's some miscellaneous things that you need to do, such as name your store. So I guess I'll just go through this process for you. I'm just going to name it Kid in Charge. You can enter in your phone number and then just click Save. I guess the last step of this is to activate Shopify payments. So that is over here. Go to Shopify payments. And then really all you need to do is just click on Activate Shopify Payments, and it'll ask you for some additional information regarding where to link your bank account and that sort of thing. And after you are done with setting up Shopify Payments, your store literally is good to go. All right, so that's just a quick and dirty tutorial on how to get set up with Shopify literally in less than 5 minutes. It literally took us less than 5 minutes to get started with this shop. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and there's actually a whole bunch more where this came from. Let's say you don't want to use Shopify. I actually have a similar tutorial for WooCommerce as well as BigCommerce that you can find. And if you haven't signed up for my free 6-day mini course, make sure you do so over at mywifequitherjob.com/free.